Hello everyone, only me. I want to carry on from the last clip I did about the watches. Nearly 1,000 people watched the last clip and only 2 people have actually come through and said that they've actually got the watch. So my advice to both Jamie and Dave is keep the watch. Next time Antiques Roadshow are in town, take it down there, get yourself on telly, and can you let us know what they're actually worth? And I know Claire out in Adelaide is desperately trying to find hers because she thinks she's got one. If you remember from last time, I'd found a whole load of fan club letters in my album sleeves. What I have actually unearthed is a couple of tour notifications, and I've actually ticked the ones that I went to. So there's Ipswich there and the Hammersmith Odeon there. On this tour I went to see them at Essex University, which I think is in Colchester. Southend would have been 06, which was the home of the Havering Funk Force. And again the Hammersmith Palais there. On this set of gigs I went to the Ilford Palais and again to the Hammersmith Palais, but this is the more important one. This one I went to Utrecht in Holland, and I went there because I met a guy called Ron Riesdijk that I'd met him in the south of France, and I actually stayed at his flat. He's somebody I'd actually like to try and find again, bearing in mind the lads are playing over there at the end of November in Holland again. Now, according to the analytics of my YouTube channel, 6% of my audience are from Holland, so hi and thanks for watching. Can you help me? This is what Ron looked like when he was in his early 20s, and the only thing I can tell you is he had 2 friends called Josh and Marco, and he lived in Schiedam in the early 80s. The other person I'd like to try and find is this girl called Jai. This is going to be a little bit harder because I only know her surname and I think she came from southwest London. But Jai, I would go to her. I mean, this accounts for 8 concerts in only 3 tours, and I'd meet her at these gigs and I'd say, "Oh, I'm going to Norwich on Wednesday." She'd say, "Oh yeah, I'll be there," and between that I'm going to Edinburgh on Saturday, Glasgow on Sunday. So she probably got to 60 gigs just in the 80s. The last part of the clip is dedicated to the 3,000 odd members of Ultimate 42. First of all, I'd like to say thanks to both Winston and Paul Lewis for the clips that they've been loading. Not just the tunes or the tracks, but particularly the interviews. As a fan, you think you know lots about the bands, but those interviews are full of information and little tidbits that are really great to watch. Thank you. The other 2 people in Ultimate I want to say hi to is to both Toby and Paul Waller. Again, as a fan, you collect 20 odd albums and 12 inches. I mean, I've got Chinese Way on yellow vinyl, but I didn't know it was on green, and there's 3 shades of yellow as well, and all the others that you 2 have been displaying. I mean, it's amazing how many records are out there, and well done for the collection that you've collected. Now, the last part of this clip I've got to be extremely tactful on. When I did my very first clip, I said that I regard myself as one of Level 42's biggest fans. And 58 concerts, 5 different countries, over 34 years. You could call me obsessive, and a few people have actually called me a superfan. Well, I think we found the superfan this year, in the last week. And if I was a Jedi, I think we found Yoda this week. But that's it for this week. Thank you. Bye bye for now. Bye bye everybody.